Well, hello and welcome to the unit where we are assessing damage from Storm Dara. Bella and Betty were at home. They seem to have survived, although absolutely encased in salt. Bella's already had a quick wash to get rid of that. Fortunately, our landlord had not put the cover on his polytunnel. So inside the garage we find Ellie and Desmond, the Perodua Kenari. They're all good, but slightly covered in detritus that's just blown in through the sides. The Corsa likewise, we're hoping to actually finish putting the headlamp in today. Also absolutely covered in mud. This car was spotless. Bob was up for a bit of airing, but has been folded down again.
You were worried about driving the Corsa to get it covered in stuff, but
yeah,
it's managed to do it itself.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it clean. That has epically not worked. And coming up the back, the electric bike has survived. I haven't ridden it for months. Took the Invacar, covered in detritus. The Pajero Junior here. And here's the only damage we've seen so far. This skylight, a little bit has ripped off, which is not the end of the world at all. So slightly open to the elements, a bit more than normal. I had by chance put that tarp in place. Shemi's sat here, her tyres keep going flat, but she also
her tyres are flat,
is
her
all
battery's
right.
flat. She's very sad.
But
I'm very sad.
We need to see if we can stop Shemi from smoking in light of
what Up and Down did.
Up and Down has managed to stop his Daihatsu smoking.
Yeah, and he really was revving it. So
yeah, so we need to go for a bit of that. We're not going to be quite so ring ding 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 as Mr. Kitch. But we've got an exhaust coming for Desmond because that has failed, started blowing, and I think he's actually trying to fall off now.
Can I just say I'm quite proud of myself because I'm starting to recognise the sounds, and Desmond made a very distinctive exhaust falling off sound.
Yes.
And I mentioned it to you, didn't I?
You did.
And you said absolutely not that. And
well, I had checked it before we did 400 miles in one day in Desmond last week, which was a bit of a mission, wasn't it? Left us broken for a couple of days. Yeah. Not really the fault of Desmond, more the fact that 400 miles is quite a lot to do in the UK. In other countries that have...
Oh, it's like a day trip.
Yeah. Far better road networks, but in the UK quite difficult. So if we pop underneath Desmond, we can see in the dark the exhaust, and it does seem to be... oh, no, it seems to have fixed itself. It's not moving anymore.
Oh, you're joking.
What the hell?
Desmond just wanted to hide out in the storm. That's what happened.
Yeah. Has it just come off that hanger? But...
yes, kick it. That's the solution.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that hanger has come off. There seems to have an awful lot of movement in it. But we know it is leaking somewhere around this back box. So we do have a full, complete exhaust coming in at horrendous cost.
Genuinely horrendous.
200 quid car, including fitting kit. The exhaust is 400.
However, we have had a lot of miles out of this car.
We have?
A lot of miles out of this car.
Yeah, let's have a look at the miles. Where are we now?
52, 53?
53,472, and we bought the car with 47,500 on it. So we're getting very close to the 6,000 miles since July.
Yeah.
So
Desmond also
great time Desmond had a rest.
Needs some rust. I've just noticed the bubbling on the bonnet here.
Yeah, some bubbling on the bonnet, the tops of the sills. We've got that to deal with as well. Actually, it's not too bad this side. The other side, there's a bit of rust under the trim there. But this car's been superb.
Yeah, it's quite nice that he's having a little break because we have absolutely battered this poor little car.
Yeah, as you saw, Ellie came out last week. She hasn't done a lot of miles lately, but she did come out for a run, and that was starting to get hairy. You were following me and Bella when we collected Bella from the garage.
They said 3 o'clock, didn't they? And it was like a switch.
It was, and driving Ellie in the crosswinds, blimey. Almost as terrifying as driving Took the Invacar in a storm, but yeah. But really, we need to get some cars out because your car needs to come out. It hasn't even run for months, and that's not good. You need cars out, you need them being used.
I also miss Shemi horribly.
Yeah.
No offence, Desmond, but I do.
Yeah. Well, we need to get Desmond fixed because I've just paid for another month's insurance for little Miss Hubnut to learn
Oh,
to
she
drive with
is
Desmond.
miffed that she cannot drive right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. It was on the way to her driving lesson last week. The exhaust started getting really bad, and I was like, no, I'm not driving. We're not doing a driving lesson with the exhaust hanging off the car. So that was
Oh
that.
God, maybe we put Sherry back on the road and she could drive Sherry again.
Maybe. Might have to because we've run into an issue. I thought I will insure little Miss Hubner on Bella de Berlingo, and the insurance company said no because Bella is over 20 years old, but Desmond is exactly 20 years old, so I don't know how much longer we're going to get away with this. The Marmalade Insurance, who we're using, obviously have a bit of a limit for car age, but I hadn't
don't think
anticipated.
she'd be so happy.
Oh, that's when I found
Bella.
out. It's when I found out I was trying to insure her on the Corsa because we thought it'd be fun to take her out in the Corsa, and no, the insurance company said
I
no.
can drive the Corsa now, it's dirty.
Yeah, yeah. When we need, that's our plan, is to get the Corsa. Should we actually do that? All we got to do is put a headlamp back in it
Today?
today. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ah, can you get me insured as a question mark?
Oh yeah, I should think so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Day insurance sorted. Work with
Now I'm a
yourself.
professional driver.
We need
I've
to get
been
you
driving
driving Ellie at some point. That's the biggest
like 10
challenge.
months.
But also need to do an engine change on Ellie. We've got a lot to do. So let's stop standing around talking and actually do something. So you will find this very hard to believe, but we took Betty to a garage the other week to have ball joint replaced, and I managed to put the wrong ball joint in the car. I put a bottom ball joint in and it's meant to be a top. So Miss Hubner is very gracefully trying to access Betty's box. Oh God, here we go again.
I'm not talking about the boxes again.
Which has the ball joints in it. Has a fuel filter.
Yeah, no, I'm just going through.
A sway bar link or anti-roll bar link.
Betty is very lucky because she has some very kind Aussie and New Zealand friends who
She
send her
does.
parts.
In fact, there's someone on holiday in Australia at the moment who was like, can I get some bits? So I've asked him to get service items and a top ball joint just in case we can't find
But this isn't
a
just
top
trying to
ball
find.
joint in our stash.
This isn't just trying to find the bit you want. This is also evaluating what we've got.
Yes, so we're doing that as well. But while Miss Hubnut's doing that, I've just fitted this new clip. I had to get some new clips off eBay. These clips are kind of disposable, it turns out, and it holds this part of the headlamp. So that's now ready to refit. I've left the Araldite at home. I'm so good at this. So I can't carry out the repair I wanted to do to that yet, but I think we're going to fit this to the car and make the repair once everything is fitted to the car and held in place. That seems more sensible. How are you getting on, dear?
I'm fine, love.
Where have you gone?
I'm in the stuff.
Oh yeah, there you are. Like a terrier. Hold on, what have you got on your head, dear?
BDX hat.
Oh, well, we're not sponsored or anything in this video, are we? Because I've got to put that disclaimer thing on if we are.
No, but I love their stuff.
Okay,
And I'm about
and you're
to
wearing
use
their
the
hat.
primer on here.
Yes. Yeah, right. This is some masking before unleashing that. Because
That's what
that
I was-
primer is fierce.
Yes, that's what I was going to do,
I wonder where
dear.
I put the masking tape.
Where you
I also
put-
wonder where I put my favourite 10mm tool.
But in
I've lost
lighter
everything.
news,
You did find upper arm ball joints. Oh, sorry, that's your bottom, dear.
I appreciate it is untidy in here, but I do know where things are.
Ball joint upper arm. That sounds like it should be the Badger. Let's have a look. Well, this is a bit
Oh.
disappointing because that says upper arm. We've got them out. Lower arm. So I seem to have like 600 lower ball joints. That's not what we want.
Shall I go back in?
You're going to have to go back in, dear.
Okay,
Oh,
but at
Jesus,
least
these
now
are hefty.
we know what we're looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
That's definitely a lower.
Oh, that's a flasher.
They've got all manner of Betty bits. And
You
yet
have-
we just keep driving Betty,
You've
really.
got
She's due a
more.
service, really.
Wait, hang on. No.
One of the reasons we've ended up in such a mess again is because we dug this compressor out because we thought someone was going to have it. Just because life, they haven't been able to. So we still need to get rid of this compressor. If anyone would like a huge air compressor, 3-phase electric, entirely untested, I've had it 5 years, done nothing with it, do let us know. Ian at hubnut.org. It needs to go. It is enormous, it's very heavy. So bear that in mind if you're collecting it. But
And you guessed it.
that needs to go. Yeah, it's got a chrome button on it and everything. It's a bit posh.
That's swish.
I think that must be a gear one. But Betty is a Fairmont, not a Fairmont gear. We're talking
she
about it.
not
She's
got
the only car that
gear
isn't
wheels?
here. She's got gear wheels, yeah. That may change. because the Continentals are starting to wear out, and I've got a full set of alloys, 5-spoke alloys, so they might be going on. I don't think that's going to look quite right on a Betty. They're XR8 alloys, but
Here we go.
needs must. I'm still not doing anything. I'm looking for my tool. Yes, I remember. The grace of this is just incredible.
What?
We should do a short of your bottom, dear. It could go viral on TikTok.
Hey, we made it.
Oh, I've just seen what I need right between your legs. Ta-da! It's the magic tool. Great.
You just wanted to touch me.
So some jobs require patience and, well, patience. So Miss Hubnut's masking off the Corsa's bonnet so we can spray. We can spray the lip here. So get some paint on that. Going for the old rust neutralizing primer from MDS Europe Limited. So this is our test piece of metal, and that is the rust neutralizing primer there. We've got Owatrol oil there, but we've just applied directly on rust to see if it gets any worse. We cleaned it up and then applied it, and you see that hasn't got any worse. Down here we got Alpha Lan, which we've just sprayed on the rusty metal to see what happens. This bit here under my thumb is the control, nothing on that. That was some old cure rust that had been sitting around for way too long. That has done nothing at all, but the primer has done a good job. Which
It's been on there a long time.
It has. We've also got lots of it on Desmond, where we frankly couldn't be bothered to paint, but it's all a bit dirty. You see that's just the primer under there, rust neutralizing primer.
There's the primer and then the Alphalan on top.
Yeah.
Desmond.
And people were saying you should paint it or the primer will just absorb moisture. It doesn't seem to have done that, so that's good. But what is going on the Desmond is this exhaust. I can see moisture leaking out of it because it's a cold day, but this flexibility is because that pipe is not ever so attached to the box anymore. So that's why we stopped the driving lesson, in case all this just falls apart. You see stress cracks around the joint. So it's not the weld that's failed, it's the metal seems to have fatigued and is rotting away. So we've got a complete exhaust system. We might as well do the whole lot. It's one piece all the way up to the downpipe. So we've done these before. That's what we're going to do. So that's Desmond's farty exhaust. Some farty noise for you. Yeah, definitely blowing. So we'll get that sorted and we'll get Desmond back in action. Right, the wind is getting up again, but let's go for paint. At least we don't have to worry about ventilating. The air is ventilating very nicely.
Ventilating.
Definitely ventilating.
I might just do a little test. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, there we go. Comes out lovely and thick, this stuff.
That's definitely a little bit more shaky.
I've been shaking it for a good couple of minutes. Oh, there we go.
That's the boy. So hold it about 30 centimetres away, parallel.
Yep.
Strokes is what it says.
That's looking lovely.
There we go. Oh,
Whether that's a dry, and I think,
just there.
yeah, maybe a bit.
A little lighter there.
We're going to be putting some Citroen Alpine White on this and hoping it matches, I think. Out of sight, out of mind for the most part. While we're waiting for paint to dry, we'll talk about Bella the Berlingo. I used a pressure washer on Bella yesterday just to get the salt off, and the magnets are still there. So we're going to stop calling these fridge magnets now. These are now reapplicable stickers, because you can take them off like so and then put them back on again. We've got these in stock separately. I think we've got the Doom ones and the Tux, but otherwise, sticker bundle, you may get some of these. We've got the Class of 2024 stickers as well. These are a lovely little design. We've got those all available in the Hubnut store. And the new beanie design is coming, so we're going to go maroon, so that is coming soon. But yeah, in terms of how Bella is running, much better, not perfectly improved. Lots of people asking about glow plugs, because I said starting was poor. We changed the glow plugs last year, made not one jot of difference. These engines don't generally use glow plugs very much. I don't think they even switch on unless it's below 5 degrees. And you know, when the engine's perfectly healthy, that should be absolutely fine. Past the Picasso had been bodged to make the glow plugs run harder and longer all of the time, basically, for every start, and it still had starting issues, which turned out to be injectors. We've done the MAF, which has improved things enormously, but it could still be fuel pressure. It could be a fuel pump issue, which might also explain why power is lacking at the top end. It could be EGR valve. We use the squirty spray into the intake. When she got so bad she wasn't running, we used that spray, and that improved things tremendously as well. So there's lots and lots of possible things that it could all be, but I still think there's a hint of injector going on. We've got to get Bella sorted, because we've got to go back to Kitch, up and down vids, and get Bella on the dyno and actually beat some of the cars Bella has lost to that she shouldn't have. But what are you looking at, dear?
I'm just evaluating what exactly I need to do here.
Yeah.
I just, because there's a bit of bubble in there, I thought I'd have a look on the inside to see if it's not too bad.
Yeah, I put some Otrol oil on here the last time I was in, as well as writing down the service interval.
If we're going to do a Desmond de-rust as well, we're going to want to do it all at once.
Yeah.
I think the kind folks recently on at Whiteland said we'd look to paint match, because you had one idea and I had a very different idea.
Yeah, I got some paint match, and it doesn't even, you can tell. Just look at it, it's not even close.
But it's got a kind of lilac in the silver, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is a strange colour. Absolutely filthy after our 400-mile road trip in appalling weather on the way back. And you did a good chunk of that driving.
Yes, I did.
Driving in the terrible weather. Sorry, you haven't got your mic on at the moment. So
No, that's why
you have to come.
I'm near to you.
Yeah, you have to come close to me, because the mics. We've lost the fluffies as well, so we've got mics
really well.
under clothing. It's going really well. Yeah, very having that.
But yes, I did do a lot of the driving. It was dark, it was windy, it was wet. There was a huge amount of surface water.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Because Bella was away being worked on, so we couldn't go in Bella. And if we'd gone in Betty, we can't insure you on Betty, so I'd have had to do all of the driving for 400 miles, which in another country would be fine, but when most of it's in Wales, yeah, this was the choice. And Desmond was absolutely fine, just no problems, apart from the fact the exhaust is starting to come off.
I didn't realise, what is that?
This is a blank, because it's obviously the same pressing for left-hand drive, because that is the mirror, where the mirror goes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just the aerial, sorry. So they just fit a blank on right-hand drive, and presumably a blank the other side for left-hand drive. Because this is a Malaysian-built Daihatsu, effectively, and we love it to bits. Oh, sorry for the lack of mic, but we're going to head home and let the paint dry. But the Toasty Fox hoodies, these are electrically heated hoodies, but I'm not even electrically heating it. There's double layer, it's wool, really warm and lovely. So Toasty Fox hoodies, well worth checking out. Right, we've just washed all the salt off Betty on our way here today, not my Volkswagen LT, and we're ready for paint. We've just roughed up the primer a bit, and it is time to apply some Citroen Alpine White.
We're going across sideways and downwards, is it?
I would just go across sideways, in all honesty, on such a narrow bit. Oh, there we go. It's like we're applying snow for Christmas. I'll go a little bit slower with a can. Oh, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. We've got some dripping going on. But
yeah, it's very wet.
It is very wet compared to the primer, which is very sticky and goes on really nicely.
That's not liking being upwards, is it?
No, it may have been a bit heavy in the application. You have to try it until you get the knack for it. Right, we nipped home. So we swapped to Bella de Berlingo because we had to carry an entire Perodua Kenari exhaust. And we have discovered that you can actually fit an entire Perodua exhaust, because it goes all the way from the back box to the downpipe in one piece. It does just fit in a Berlingo, just. But Miss Hubnut is busy over here with a Corsa. So we've put another coat of paint on the edge of the bonnet. That's looking much better. I've got the fan heater just to try and create some warmth around here. And now we're just using a tiny little paintbrush. So we've sprayed some paint into a paint cap, well, primer rather. This is the rust inhibiting primer. And we're just going around a few areas, but we'll touch up by hand just to smarten things up a little.
We'll touch them up with the white afterwards.
You know what I forgot?
What?
Still forgot the Araldite. So I still can't complete my headlamp repair.
However, you can remove the exhaust from a Perodua Kenari.
I could, or I could remove the exhaust from a Vauxhall Corsa. We've got decisions to make now.
Choices.
Yeah. Let's go Kenari, because we need this working for driving lessons.
On a quiet night.
Yes. There we go. Desmond's on an angle, jacked up onto the ramps, because trying to drive up ramps just never seems to end well. So we have achieved an angle of jauntiness. Hopefully gives me wiggle room underneath. Stroof, that was a mission, but we've got the old exhaust out. The gap between the front subframe and the engine is tiny, and you've got to try and get this massive flange through it, if you'll pardon the expression. Still need to get the O2 sensor off. I had to borrow a socket from Tim for that, but now you can more clearly see what the problem was. Yeah, there's your problem. That's why it was blowing. Actually feels more solid than I thought, so maybe I should have just carried on doing driving lessons regardless, but that is knackered. And because of that failure there, you have to replace the whole thing. Brilliant. But yeah, access was, I'll try and show you the access. Because I love lying down on the floor. It's my absolute favourite thing. Yeah, this is the gap you're working with. So you can see there's two cutouts on the subframe, just enough to wiggle it out. But we haven't actually got the fitting kit yet, which includes a new gasket there. And given we're losing daylight already at like just gone 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think we might wrap this one there. We'll let Desmond down, push Desmond in, and this has become tomorrow job. Meanwhile, Miss Hubner has been carrying out her repairs. We've got the Oatrol Polytrol on the black plastics. They're come for treat. Been respraying this part of the door, the window. Only slight concern is we've sprayed it with actual black and it's kind of faded to not quite so black.
No, that's not my concern. My concern is I've put an imperfection in it.
Oh no.
Look.
Oh, that's tiny compared to the big rusty patch. We're not going for concourse here.
I might take that back and do one more coat.
Okay, but yeah, rear lights, the plastics being treated to the Polytrol and the bumper. So even though Desmond's actually filthy, next time we wash him, should look lovely.
To clarify, I have cleaned these parts before doing this.
Yeah.
Because you do have to clean before doing it.
But just a quick one on the Polytrol. We did Bella before the NEC, and her plastics still look really nice. She's absolutely filthy as well, but especially from the front. I finally fitted the correct wiper blades, by the way. Yeah, still looking absolutely lovely, I think. So we're going to wrap that one there, because this video has already got about 6 times longer than we were actually anticipating. Yeah, we'll get the fitting kit for the exhaust tomorrow so we can replace the gaskets, because we might as well do it properly. And then we've got to get on and do the rear box on the Corsa, so that's going to be in a future video. But
more exhaust fun.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. There will be more road tests at some point. It's not a brilliant time of year for road tests, but oh yes, we haven't actually shown the Corsa cross member. Let me flip. Yeah, so how's the Corsa looking now?
Much better.
Really good. We've got all white up there, and look at the slam panel now. Lovely. You can just see, I think the Citroen paint is slightly creamier.
Yeah.
But compared to loads of surface rust, vast improvement. Must not forget the stuff to repair that next time. Well, yeah, because Desmond has the same issue that all Daihatsus have, where there's a bit of foam that I've ripped off since. This bit of foam rests on the slam panel, which just holds moisture against it.
Reliant on us getting this colour matte.
Yeah.
I know you like to do things in black, but it winds me up when they're not black.
Okay, well, there we go. But yeah, new beanie hats are on the way. We may get them just in time for Christmas. They may arrive by the time you see this video. If they do, they will be available on the store. We'll say so in the description. But yeah, thank you for watching. We're going to go home, come back tomorrow, fighting fit, but that's looking better. This is starting to get there. Sort of progress. Yay! See you in a future video.